Hello everyone. For all of those who are new, I'm Alifia and welcome to Lean and Green. This video is a little different. I'm not going to be sharing any recipe today, but I'm going to be sharing and talking to you all about my weight loss journey. So I'm so excited. Those who are trying to lose their post-pregnancy weight, or even if you're trying to make those little healthy changes in your everyday life, I really hope this can help you out in any little way. Now, not talking too much and getting straight to business. So if you have a certain weight loss plan in mind that you are going to start with, let me tell you, for this it is very important that you are 100% mentally ready, because this is the key factor and this is the only thing that will keep you going and take you all throughout your journey. If you're not mentally ready, somewhere down the line you're going to feel the sense of pressure that you need to do this, but it's not coming from within, so you might get a little frustrated or you may completely give up on your plan. And once you've given it up, you won't feel like starting with it all over again. That's why it's very important that you are 100% mentally ready. And having said that, secondly, there is another very important thing that I want to tell all of you, is that in no way am I trying to promote or to encourage people to lose their weight just to become slim. No, becoming slim is not the only idea of losing your weight. Now, of course, that is one of the things that you achieve along the way, but your body goes through a whole lot of changes, like the pressure and strain on joints, the blood sugar level, the cholesterol level, and so many other health implications. I did a lot of reading up, but honestly, I haven't consulted any professional. This was just something that I crafted for myself, according to my body type, my requirements, my likings, and something that I knew I could keep up to. So here was the plan. I try to avoid a few things from my diet and substitute it with others. Firstly being, I totally cut down on my sugar intake. So no sugar at all, not even that tiny teaspoon of sugar in my tea. And I substituted it with a sugar-free sweetener. Then I cut down on carbs. I had very low carbs, and again carbs from whole meal flour. So I said completely no to breads and cakes or processed foods. I had rotis. Now, this is something that I've observed, that rotis don't actually make you put on weight because they're made from whole wheat flour. So this is a healthy option that you can very comfortably have, and you don't need to worry about, you're going to put on weight by having rotis. And I said no to oily foods. So oily foods as in ghee, butter, cheese, absolutely no to that. I had olive oil, but again, that was moderate to, very less. But something that I had a lot was almonds. Now, of course, almonds also have oils, but it's a very healthy food to have because almonds are very rich in vitamin E. They're good for your eyes, for your skin, for your hair. Almonds come in so handy, especially when you have hunger pangs in the afternoon, when you feel like munching on something and you don't know what to look for. You just grab that handful of almonds and you're filled up, And I made it a point to switch to high protein foods, and the best source being egg whites. Now, egg whites are a pure and very high source of protein. Other healthy forms of protein are soy. Now, soy is a little heavier than, egg whites. Obviously, they have a little bit of fat as well. I think if you have soy or tofu or a soy meal once or twice a week, I think that is healthy enough. Do check out my cooking videos. You're going to get a lot of healthy versions of different recipes. Even though you're following a very healthy diet, somewhere it becomes important to compensate your diet with some amount of multivitamins that are also needed by your body. And that's what I had as a part of my breakfast itself, because that was actually a time that I set for myself that, okay, along with breakfast, I am also going to have my multivitamins so that I am done with it for the day. And I'm not in two minds, that whether I've eaten them or have not eaten them. So it's always a good idea to have a specific time. So as a part of my breakfast, I had a cup of tea or coffee. Along with that, I had something filling, like maybe granola, egg whites, or roti, something like that. And I also had my multivitamins, which was mainly a calcium tablet along with vitamin D, because when you don't get sufficient sunlight on a daily basis, it becomes essential for you to have vitamin D in your diet as well. Along with that, I have one cod liver oil capsule for immunity. And I also have 2 teaspoons of collagen. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of collagen is what I add to my tea or coffee, and it completely dissolves in it and you won't even be able to taste it. So these are the 3 things that I have along with my breakfast. Maybe 1 or 2 fruits at the most in a day, and make it a point to have it in the morning, because I think that is the best time. Whatever heavy you are having, just make it a point to finish it off in the morning itself, and the energy gets used up by your body by the end of the day. So the afternoon lunches should be a little light, and try to avoid dinner as much as you can. So not only what you eat is important, but when you eat is also very important. Eating things at a specific time does give you a certain results. Like I switched over to intermittent fasting as well. Now intermittent fasting is a very personal choice, and it's up to you to decide whether you can follow that plan with intermittent fasting or no, because it may suit some but it may have other health implications. I'm just talking out of my experience, what suited me, what worked for me. But if you are in 2 minds about something, it's always best to consult a professional. Now keto is also something that I have tried in the past, honestly, but that never worked for me, because I feel keto is a very stringent plan and it doesn't allow you that leeway of having even a little bit of carbs. And again, it's not practical to go out there and just stock up on avocados and cheese and butter and just have those things handy. Sometimes if you don't find those things in your fridge, you have to resort to having maybe a little bit of carbs, and then everything is gone for a toss. So that is something that I realized is not going to work for me, and I gave it up. And yeah, coming back to my plan, so there are some little things that actually work wonders, like having that little motivational factor. A weighing scale at home is so motivating, because you feel that excitement and joy just seeing those few grams of weight drop every morning when you check it, and that is something that really keeps you motivated and keeps you going. So the day I thought that okay, I am going to start with this plan, I was a little lenient with myself. Again, the next day, I reduced my food intake a little more. I did just snap out of my eating routine and, one fine day start with the intermittent fasting and the new diet plan. No, you need to allow your body to adjust to it slowly. And once you start with the intermittent fasting, you will find yourself losing a huge amount of weight in the first week itself. I remember in the first week, I lost nearly 3 to 4 kgs. So as soon as you cut down such a huge amount of food from your diet, your body loses a lot of water weight. And that actually drops substantially, making you lose your weight. But gradually, as you go along, by the end of 2.5 months, you will see that the rate at which you lose your weight is really slow. And that's what I found. I barely used to lose 1 kg in a week to 10 days, which I thought was very slow because I still had a long way to go. So I thought of another plan, giving it another trigger. So I kind of stopped with my new diet plan. I had 3 meals a day. I stopped with my intermittent fasting. So I had a little bit for breakfast, I had lunch, and I had dinner. And that kind of brought out my body from the intermittent fasting, which it had got used to. After 3 to 4 days, again, I switched back to my diet with intermittent fasting. So this kind of brought out my body from that, and again, my water weight dropped. And there was a substantial amount of drop in my weight. So yeah, the first couple of days I was a little lenient with myself. I gradually cut down my food intake. I switched over to low carbs, low fat and high protein foods, and completely said no to sugar. And then after a few days, I started with the intermittent fasting. I lost a substantial amount of weight in the first week itself. And then as I went along, the rate at which I lost my weight also went down. Just to snap my body out of the new plan, I kind of gave it a break for 3 to 4 days. And yes, following these simple rules actually gave me my results. 3 months and 14 kgs down. This is what I looked like. So I still had about 6 to 7 kgs to lose to come back to my original weight. The massive chunk that I lost was in those 3 months. And then as I went along, in another 2 to 3 months, I lost the remaining weight. So here it is, guys. I really hope it kind of helps you. You get some inspiration out of it. And please let me know in your comments what you think about it, whether you're following a similar plan. So good luck to all of you and happy journey with losing your weight.